Good morning. Okay, so begin with a teaching for the children, and I asked if a very special friend could come to help with the teaching. Can you guess who that is? Children? It comes from a garden, Vari's garden, in fact. Where's Vari? She's out there. Okay, she's busy. So, this welcome to the Nourishing Happiness Retreat, dear plant of corn. You're very welcome. So this is a plant of, what is it a plant of? Corn. You recognize? Have you seen a plant of corn before? In packets. Like that. Okay. Well, this is a plant of corn. In fact, it's quite a well-developed one because it's even got. Do you recognize that? Yeah, if you took that off, took off the leaves. No, not yet. Still going. We maybe put this back in the garden. Okay. But right now, we have a packet of seeds, and on the seed packet it shows the cobs of corn with all the seeds. So I'm going to open the packet. It makes a sound. Okay. So, maybe if I pass some of these around, you can pass them around to the other. Have a look. No? You want to have a look? So this is a little seed of corn. Do you see how tiny it is? Yeah? Can you imagine how it gets from being this little seed of corn to this plant of corn? How does that happen? Do you think that the plant of corn knows that it came from a little seed, like this? Shall we ask? I don't know if he speaks English, but he did grow in Vari's garden, so we'll find out. Dear plant of corn, you look very handsome. Well, thank you very much. You look very tall and grand with all your big leaves. And look, you've even got a cob of corn growing. Yes, I'm very happy about that. So the plant of corn is speaking to us, huh? Shall I tell you something very interesting? Oh, okay. Did you know that you come from this little seed? What are you talking about? Look. This little seed of corn, you were once a little seed of corn like this. And then we planted you in the earth, and we watered you every day, and you grew little leaves, and you came up from the ground, and you eventually, maybe it took a number of weeks. It wasn't so long ago that you were this little seed. What do you think the plant of corn says? Well, it's
perfectly preposterous. It's impossible that I was such a tiny little seed. How can I possibly be this tiny seed?
Well, it's the truth. So we would have to be very skillful, use a lot of explaining to try to explain how and persuade the plant of corn that once upon a time he was a tiny little seed. And do you think that the little seed could believe that this little seed itself could become a big plant of corn? No, but shall we ask? So, dear little seed, do you think you could become this big plant of corn? No? Well, why not? Well, I'm just a little seed. And anyway, I'm yellow. And the plant of corn's green, isn't it? How can I become like that? Well, it's true. You can become a big plant of corn like this. But you need very special conditions. But you have so much, you don't believe it now, but you have all of the wisdom to become a big plant of corn. You have all of the knowledge inside you. And you know, we were, including myself and including you and you and you, we were all once like tiny seeds of corn, not a seed of corn, but a seed of who we are now. But we were very, very tiny in our mummy's tummy, and we also grew, and we're still growing, yeah? And you one day will be as big as your mummy, as big as your daddy. Even you feel very small now, because or maybe you don't feel small now, but you don't think you're quite as big as your mummy or daddy, right? But one day, because we're always growing, and we have all of this wisdom inside us, just like this seed of corn has the wisdom to become a plant of corn. So what conditions does this seed of corn need to become a plant of corn? Go.
Sunshine and water.
Sunshine and water, yeah. And? Yeah? Oxygen, yeah. One more? Love? Yeah. There's something... go on.
Soil.
Soil, well done. Okay, so there's also soil. So the seed of corn doesn't have to do much to become a plant of corn. Just has to allow itself to be planted in the soil, allow itself to be watered, and all of the wisdom, it entrusts itself into the soil. So shall we invite the seed of corn to be planted? Dear seed of corn, would you mind being planted into the soil? Oh, I'm a bit scared about that. I kind of like it out here. You don't need to worry. It's going to be very warm in there. Well, if you say so. Okay. So we invite this little seed of corn to just lay on the top there. And we say, push it very gently into the soil. Cover it over. You still there? Yes. Are you okay? Yeah, it's quite nice in here. I feel quite at home. So the seed of corn knows he's in a good place for it to germinate, to sprout up, and to grow. I have 4 pots here. So we have 2 boys and 2 girls. Come? Yeah, okay. So that's, maybe you all do together. I don't like to choose, but okay, for 2 girls, come up. We have, and then, okay. So why don't you, yeah, let's do it over there. And you want to do like together, 2 of you together, because since there's 4 of you, and 2 of you together. And you know how to put it in, very gently. And you say to the seed of corn, don't worry, you're going to be a beautiful plant of corn one day. Okay? And push it in just like about an inch. So even all the way with your finger. Yeah. It needs to go a little bit deep inside.
I can feel it still.
You can still feel it, yeah. Okay, that's nice, huh? Thank you. Wonderful. Okay. So these 2 have already ready. Okay. So we have 2 more seeds. Come along. So 1 for you. You know, you and you... Okay, you're going to plant 1 as well? All right. Now, so you go with him for this one. And if you take that a little bit over there and with your friend here to the left, you plant that together. So, did you know that you... Yeah. That's it. Good. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Pat the soil over there. Perfect. Well done. You've done yours? Going in? Okay. Okay, so thank you. So now we have 4 seeds planted in this pot of soil, and we'll need to take care of them if they're going to grow. Make sure they go into a nice place, what you said, this water and the sunshine, so that they can grow up into big plants of corn. Maybe they'll go in somebody's garden. If you want to take them back, you could take them back to your garden, or maybe Vari has room in her garden. So so thank you very much. You know, you were one of the conditions for the seed to grow into a plant. There are many conditions that we need for this to happen. A lot of the conditions are in the wisdom from, you know, you heard Sister Annabelle talking about how old the earth is and how old flowers are, 125 million years. So the wisdom contained in this seed of corn comes from millions of years of slowly bringing all that wisdom into that tiny seed. And we too, we have so much wisdom that we'd only need good conditions to grow, and we become beautiful grown-ups. But we're already full of, you know, we're already beautiful children. We can't believe that we were once just a seed of corn. We weren't, of course, a seed of corn, we were a seed of a human, right? But isn't it amazing? Because this seed of corn, in a sense, you can't see the seed of corn in the actual plant. It's completely changed. It's transformed, right? Just like if I showed you the small seed of cells in your mummy's tummy, you could not believe that that's you. And yet you can't say it's not you, because that's where you've come from. And all the wisdom that allows you to have eyes and arm, all your anatomy, your body, it's all contained in there. So you can't say that it's not from that seed that you come from. And yet it completely changes. So life is amazing. It's like it's always changing, but there's all this wisdom contained. It continues like this, like a river. So we recognize that we just need to take care of, have certain conditions, like having a mummy and a daddy. We have good friends. We be kind to each other, and we will grow very naturally. So what we say in Buddhism, we talk about impermanence, because the seed of corn doesn't stay as a seed of corn. It changes. It changes into the plant of corn. But it doesn't completely, you can still see the seed of corn if you look deeply in the plant of corn, because this is where it came from. So I don't know if we persuaded our plant of corn that it was once a seed of corn, but if we had a long enough conversation, I think he would understand. Yeah. Maybe we have to show the plant of corn, because he witnessed that we planted these seeds, and if we put them next to him and we say, look, watch, in 2 days a little sprout comes, a couple of weeks, yay high, and we say, yeah, that's how it works. Okay. So thank you for listening to the teaching about the impermanence of the seed, all the wisdom contained in the seed, the conditions needed to grow, and how, if we look deeply, we see that if we are the son of our father and our mother, that we have the father in us, our mother in us. All of the wisdom of our mother and father is in us. And likewise for our mother and father, they also have us in them. So we are very connected. We say we inter-are with our parents. So the plant of corn contains the seed of corn, and the seed of corn contains the plant of corn. Okay? Interesting, huh? Okay. So I'd like to invite the children to stand up with a small sound of the bell, and maybe you can continue your deep looking in your class. You turn round and bow to your parents and your elders.